What's up, guys and gals? Happy New Year. Wanted to just get on here, do a little quick video. Have been wanting to get the Milwaukee toolbox plate from Pro Steel Products. I've seen them out there. I've seen them on some buggies. Seem to be super sweet. So Brooke actually ordered me one for Christmas. It didn't get here in time, but that's okay. But I just wanted to throw it on here, do a little video for you guys. I know when I was looking at them, I didn't find a lot of videos. They're super simple to put in. The directions are super clear, really easy. I'll kind of show you real quick what I'll have to do based on my buggy, and the directions will tell you this, but it's a little different because I have a tailgate. But the plate itself is super thick, super heavy duty. Just to clarify, not a sponsorship, not in with them at all. This is literally a product we bought with our own money because we want to try it out, and I hate strapping stuff in the back. This past weekend we rode. I do have my Milwaukee boxes. I'll put them in here. We rode and I strapped them in there and worked good, but I have a feeling this is going to be the ticket. So one thing you're going to see, and I'll show you real quick, is here in the back. There's just 4 bolts where your D-rings are. And basically you just take those 4 bolts out. He sends you 3 different sizes of spacers. You have a 1/2 inch, a 5/8, and an 1 inch and 3/16, I think it says. Your 1/2 inch is going to go in the front, so you'll put a spacer down. It'll help level that plate up. You're supposed to put the 1 inch and 3/16 in the back. I'll check that measurement to make sure that's exactly what they are. But because we have a tailgate and there's already a spacer underneath it here, you only use a 5-inch spacer, 5/8 inch spacer on top of them. Did you hear that? Spacer. My wife is videoing and she's laughing because I can't talk. So there's a 5/8 inch spacer that you'll put here, and then you have some 40mm long bolts and some 60s. And again, the instructions are super clear, super easy. So just let me go get some tools and we'll get this thing slapped in here and see how the boxes fit. All right. So we got tools out here. I did check that measurement on the spacer. Again, I'm just telling you because I messed it up, but it's 1 3/8 on the rear spacers. If you do not have the tailgate, if you have a tailgate, he does give you some 5/8. So just going to bust this thing apart real quick. There's not a whole lot to it, and then we'll be able to put this thing on. There is a washer that typically is underneath your D-ring on your tailgate. Just set those aside. We'll kind of put those back the way they were. All right, those are in the back. They're a 5mm hex in the back, and then up in the front, I believe they are a 12mm. And it's right up against the sub. Our buggy does have the sub in it, so we do have to use the smaller plate. And these are a little bit difficult to get to. I'm probably going to have to get a wobble. Pause that thought. All right, I'm back. I forgot that when I put this thing in that I had to use a wobble socket to get in here because of the speaker. All right, there's a little washer that kind of fills in that gap. I'm going to leave that in there. It levels up that spot. Kind of curious as to how easy these bolts are going to be able to get into once the plate is in place, but we're going to find out. So, as I had said, because of the tailgate, you're going to use your 5/8 spacers in the back and your 1/2 inch in the front. So your 1/2 inch is going to go up front, and you do put those spacers in before installing, which I know could be challenging to make sure everything stays lined. All right, we've got those in. Now it's as simple as just getting our plate and easing it in here. Try not to move your spacers too much when you set the plate down. And then in the front of the buggy, I'm going to put my washer and my D-ring. I'm going to use the D-rings mainly because I like having them. I don't guess you have to. They're actually probably going to be hard to get to. So I'll see how they work. Then I may opt not to, but I should put my washer and my D-ring back. And the 40mm bolts, they're the ones that go in the front. Again, their instructions are awesome. Not sure why I'm telling you all this, but I feel the need. And they are a 13mm in the front. It is difficult to get to, so I would say make sure that you have a wobble socket when you go to put these on. I know somebody's going to say you should use a drill or something, and you're not wrong. I probably should have got my drill. It's on there. And I'm going to turn my D-ring around some, so I think it will still be usable. Alright, I'm not going to tighten everything down just yet. That way I can make sure that I get everything where I need it. This one's not wanting to grab, it's giving me a fight. Alright guys and gals, so I was having a little issue getting the rear bolts, the ones close to the rear of the machine in, and I noticed that our tailgate is tweaked a little bit, which is kind of normal with anything that's a mass-produced fabricated thing. We have a Super ATV tailgate, so I thought I just needed to maybe bend out my tailgate a little bit, but once I put the box in here to see how it would go into the plate itself, I chose to do the XL box and the compact cooler. I think you have two options. I know you have two. I don't know if you have more with the subwoofer, but you can do 3 compacts, which is, like a cooler and 2 others, or however you want to do it. I chose to do the bigger box because of some tools. My tailgate will not actually allow that box to come in here. If you see how it comes in and your box clicks into the plate, it will not allow that to happen with my tailgate. So I was debating on getting rid of the tailgate anyway, because it would be easier to get my boxes in here without a tailgate. So it's going to have to come out. I'm going to have to take my tailgate off, which means I have to take, just a part, unbolt this up here, which means I will end up using the spacer that he had sent with this anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get this tailgate off. I'm not going to bore you with that, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I get the tailgate off and get it back ready for the plate.
A few moments later.
All right, so we're back. I got the tailgate taken off, as you can see. I've got my spacers in, so 1/2 inch in the front, the 1 3/8 inches in the back now that I need to use. So we should be able to move forward at this point and get this thing in here. And we got to remember our shorter ones go in the front. Okay. Alright, they seem to be going down pretty good. I want to run them down and then hand tighten them. Remember to have your wobble for the front ones. All right, I'm gonna snug everything down by hand, and we'll see how they fit. I want to move this ring just a little bit. Do the same to this one. All right. All right, there's that one. Let me get my cooler. All right, there they go. Still got a little room to stash something beside it. If you need to add boxes to it, you can. I'm gonna say it's a pretty good deal from Pro Steel Products. Go check him out. Product's pretty awesome. Thank y'all for watching.